Howard, appreciate it. Frank Staples. Again, Frank, try to keep it to 10 minutes.
I'll see what I can do. Try to be brief. Yeah, my name is Frank Staples, and I came here today, even though my bail conditions say I have to stay 1,000 feet from the governor and the executive council. When I came in here, that officer said, "You're not supposed to be here, are you?" I said, "Is the governor here?" Hold on. This is all tied in, and you will hear. Don't stop me and tell me what to say. It's my minutes, my speech.
Frank?
Okay? Stop.
Frank?
I'm speaking now.
Okay.
You're wasting my time at this point.
Frank.
So stop.
Frank, I'm not wasting your time, but I will.
You are.
Sir.
So
Sir.
I'm going to continue on with my First Amendment rights. So I've exercised my First Amendment rights on this issue since day one of the lockdowns. I've been arrested 5 times, and I've been ticketed twice for my speech. And I will not stop, and you cannot stop me, okay? So this officer said you're not supposed to be here, and the governor is not here, so he said you're fine, the governor's not here. Now the governor's supposedly coming back, and that officer is out there going to bat for me, saying that I shouldn't be arrested if he does come back. And if he does come back, it's entrapment at this point, and I'm not worried about it. I will fight it in court, and I will win. So, we also need to have a second shift meeting, or hearing here, for the first shift workers, and or another one on the weekends to allow the people who I'm here to represent to speak their First Amendment expression on this issue. If you don't know your rights, you don't have any.
Frank.
Oh, hey, Frank. I am speaking.
And I'm the chairman. I'm going to ask you to do something. If you want to be heard.
You are going to figure it out at the end. Okay? I am getting to it.
Frank.
Let me get to my notes.
Frank, my comment is that people online can't hear you because you're screaming in the mic. If you want to be heard, put the mic back on the stand, slow down.
Stop interrupting me and getting aggressive with me, because I have PTSD and head trauma, and when you get aggressive with me, I get aggressive, and I cannot control the volume of my voice. I am disabled.
I am not.
I cannot control the volume of my voice when I get excited, and you are exciting me and inciting me. Okay?
Frank,
so I'm going to continue on.
One more time. The people cannot understand what you're saying online because you're screaming into the microphone.
I'll back up a few
I'd
feet.
ask you to please just... I'm not trying to be rude and interrupt you. I'm just trying to make it so people can hear you. Your time is reset when I'm talking, so you're not losing any of your 10 minutes. So I just ask you to please speak clearly, speak to the policy and not the people.
I'm speaking clearly, and I'm trying to speak to the policy, but you keep interrupting me.
Thank you, sir.
Okay? How do you know that I know my rights? Because I successfully prosecuted this state in federal court for violating a prisoner. And now you guys want to experiment on prisoners with this vaccine? Because it is an experiment. I'll read this from FDA.gov. Overall risk-benefit conclusions. Let's see here. The number of participants in the current clinical development program is too small to detect any potential risks of myocarditis associated with vaccination. Long-term safety of COVID-19 vaccine in participants from 5 to 12 years of age will be studied in 5 post-authorization safety studies, including a 5-year follow-up to study and evaluate long-term sequelae of post-vaccination myocarditis, pericarditis. Anyone who gets this shot, I have friends who've gotten it and signed the waiver. If you've read the waiver, you will know that you are entering into an experiment. And this is 100% against Nuremberg Code and against the Constitution's state and federal.
Hey, Frank. I'm just going to say again, you're getting loud, and people again it's breaking up online. So people aren't.
I don't care about the people online. They can come here and speak with their feet like I am. Like I said, I can't control the volume of my voice when I get excited. I am pissed off. And this all ends when everybody else gets as pissed off. End of story. I don't care about the digital world. I show up.
You just asked
in
to make
person.
so people could hear.
I don't care.
I obviously understand that.
Stop! You're making me lose my train of thought. Governor Sununu's answer since day one has been the vaccine, the vaccine, the vaccine. But the vaccine, as we've heard, does not stop the spread. But the unvaccinated people that are at work that won't get it have to get testing. Why aren't we testing the vaccinated people as well? They should be tested if anybody is getting tested, because they'd be the asymptomatic spreaders. All right? So yeah, experimenting on prisoners. You guys now want to experiment on prisoners with this House Bill 220. The Department of Corrections may mandate medical treatment or immunization for inmates when a direct threat exists. What direct threat? I'm supposed to have been dead 10 times over by attending all these rallies and hugging people. It's all bogus, and you guys know it. It's all about money. Have you received Pfizer donations or any other donations from any of these vaccine companies? Because the governor has. Have you? Have you? Have you? That's the question. The Nazis called the Jews unclean and dirty, and they put them in camps and experimented on them too. Just like that $27 million in funding was going to go to putting me and others like me in FEMA camps, isolation and quarantine upon the orders of the federal government. And you're telling me that isn't strings attached and that's not abrogating our state constitutional rights? Give me a break. And here's a simile for you. Everybody talks about spreading COVID, spreading COVID, spreading COVID. COVID cannot be spread. COVID is a subset of symptoms like AIDS. AIDS cannot be spread. HIV is to AIDS as SARS-CoV-2 is to COVID. So if we're trying to stop anything, we should be trying to stop the spread of the virus SARS-CoV-2, which is what? A coronavirus. What is a coronavirus? A common cold. It's a common cold. And why is it novel? What does novel mean? Novel is something new. Whenever a virus mutates, it becomes a novel one. So every year, every flu virus is novel. Every new coronavirus is novel. It's nothing new, and it's not novel. It's just to say it's just the next evolution of this virus, which is completely natural, and the only way we're going to get herd immunity is if we let all these kids and all these healthy adults catch the thing and then build up their own natural immunity. So like I said, there's a strong chance that I'll be arrested when I leave here for exercising my First Amendment rights. But do you think I give one F? No, I don't. Because it's my right to be here and speak. And I will pay the $40 bail, and I'll get out in maybe an hour or two. It's not a big deal. And I will be back, and everybody else that was arrested at the executive council meeting, the other 8 people, do you know a nurse was arrested for saying amen? And then 3 or 4 other people in the room said amen as well at that executive council meeting, but only Nurse Therese was arrested. Why was that? Why were people singled out for exercising our First Amendment, which you obviously don't like very much? Do you? Who are you anyways, guy? Who are you? What's your name? So I can send you an email.
Sure. Representative Tim Lang.
Representative Tim Lang. Thank you, sir. So, Here I am today, exercising my First Amendment rights, like I have been getting arrested for throughout the entire pandemic, peacefully. And there's no threats that have been made. What happened to the AG's alleged investigation into threats made? Because we know where you live. Why do we know where you live? Because it's public record. We, the people, are to hold you, the government, our public servants, accountable to the Constitution. That's our job. Your job is to abide by the oath that you took. End of story. And if you take away our First Amendment rights, that's right. The second is going to come out. It's the only one that's going to be left.
You're drifting away from policy. We're here to talk about policy, medical intervention, immunization.
This is about taking away our freedoms in this state and in this country. Okay? All of this is connected. And if you can't see it, you're blind as a bat.
You have 1 more minute, sir.
I'm done.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who would like to speak before the committee? Yes. Step right up and just